What's going on, guys? This is Royalty Crypto and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the meme coin SPX6900. This was actually suggested by one of my new subscribers, so shout out to them. And guys, if you have any coins that you want me to review, please drop them in the comment section. Just please make sure they're at least $20 million market cap minimum. I'm not going to be reviewing anything smaller than that at the moment. And also, this is a new channel, so I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Alright guys, so as you can see, SPX6900 is currently the 8th most valuable meme coin in the space, and it is debatably the biggest creator coin in the space. It is currently sitting at $1.02, which equates to a $958 million market cap. The tokenomics are pretty solid on this coin. Almost all of them are in circulation, so you won't be dealing with much inflation on that. You do love to see that. However, the biggest red flag that I really see with this coin is just the lack of 24-hour volume. Now, basically every single day, this coin has by far the lowest volume in the top 10 meme coin space. And it hasn't affected it so far. I mean, obviously this coin has gone on some parabolic runs, so maybe it's not as much of a concern as I think it is, but it is definitely something to keep in mind with this coin. All right, let's take a look at the chart here. So it actually hit all-time high just a couple of months ago, which is kind of odd because when you look at like basically every meme coin, no other meme coin's really been able to top the high that they had early this year in like January, back when the Trump pump was happening. So it is pretty impressive to see this coin actually have a high at the later parts of this year, because you really just don't see that in this market. If I were to give this coin a realistic target, I would probably say the best case scenario, this thing could probably get to like a $20 billion market cap, which is slightly over a 20x from here. So that would put it about like $20 to $22. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. But guys, as I say in basically all of my videos, I will let you guys know when I'm personally taking profits on meme coins, because it's never a good idea to just plan on like holding all of it and then selling all of it at 20 billion, because there's a good chance that it doesn't get that high. There's a good chance that this thing, gets to like 5 billion and the altcoin market rally isn't nearly as, overheated as we all expect. But nonetheless, as long as you have like a solid selling plan and sell based on market indicators rather than price targets, it won't matter, because we will see most likely that the market is topping before the crash. So yeah, just make sure you're watching my videos and I'll keep you updated on that. Also, another thing, so this is the guy that created this coin, Murad, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And as you can see here, he is a massive influencer in the space. He has nearly 750,000 followers on X. He's been around since 2017, so he's definitely an OG in the space. And he's constantly talking about this coin, which is definitely, a bullish catalyst, because as you can see here, this tweet had 2.7 million views, 8.6 thousand likes, and 3,000 retweets. This is just a video that was explaining this meme coin. So this is definitely a bullish catalyst, guys. And normally in the crypto space, you want to try to find these very strong communities with very strong leaders. And that would be, the number one reason to buy this coin. All right, so is it a good time to buy crypto and altcoins? In my opinion, it is definitely a good time to be buying. As you can see here, the fear and greed index is sitting at a 34 out of 100, so we are still well into fear. However, it does seem like the sentiment is starting to flip a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we're back in a neutral next week. We have some very, very bullish macro catalysts coming next week that I will talk about later in this video, that give me hope that we could potentially see neutral next week. So yeah, definitely a good time to DCA, because if we do have a nice rally next week, the buying opportunity could be over. Now, obviously you can buy at any price, but it's not always recommended, at least according to this model here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at a tweet from Ash Crypto. This tweet is actually old. This is on October 1st of 2025. So basically, guys, I'm going to go ahead and read through this, and he has absolutely predicted everything to a T that's happened so far in October. All right, so his October prediction, he says, I think we are seeing a pump to make everyone believe Pumptober is real, and soon we can get a nasty drop where Bitcoin dumps closer to the 106,000 level and ETH drops near 3,800 or lower, and everyone will think Uptober is canceled. So that's exactly what happened, guys. I'm sure most of you recall we had a fantastic start to October where Bitcoin pumped to all-time highs, 126,000, and it topped October 6th. And ETH was doing very well too. It was retesting its all-time highs. And then right after that, we started to correct a little bit. And then October 10th came, which was the mass liquidation day. And everything dumped. And Bitcoin did actually get lower than 106,000. And ETH did get lower than this, but not much lower. I mean, these were actually very, very good predictions here. I mean, it almost came true besides some massive wicks that we had that got bought up pretty quickly. So it was basically these levels were our low. All right, so let's go ahead and continue this tweet. This will happen to liquidate all the bulls and mainly the retail. This phase will happen until mid-October 15th through 20th max. So that is basically what happened. Let's, for a brief moment, take a look at the liquidation heat map so we can kind of see what transpired here. So as you can see, there was just, actually I need to go out a little bit. Let me switch this to the 1 month. Yeah, okay, so you guys see all of these green and yellow lines here. So that was all leveraged long traders. So if you don't know what that means, it's basically that you're betting that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up without falling below a certain level. And if it does fall below that level, you lose all of your money. This is because these people are trading on basically loans. So, but it's called leverage. So yeah, so he predicted that we'd have a strong start to October, which we did, and then a massive crash to liquidate all of the bulls, which we did. And these are all mainly retail for the most part. And then he said he believes that everybody will now think that the pump of October is canceled and that, the cycle's over. And then that would cause a bunch of short traders to get confident. And as you can see here, that's what we have at this given moment. Look at all of these shorts above this price here. So we're currently sitting at about 111,400, 300, give or take. And we currently have $6 billion nearly of leveraged shorts from this price back up to 130,000. So that's insane. So yeah, again, his prediction came true. So he says, when everyone is bearish, people think Pumptober is canceled, shorts pile up, and bears are confident that's when the market will bounce and start giving Q4 parabolic candles, likely towards the last 10 days of October. So yeah, he's basically saying that we are now going to cause a short squeeze towards the end of the month, which we are getting close to the end of October. However, it does seem like it's kind of started. So this really, really does seem like it played out to a T. And overall, he says here at the end, I am giga bullish on Q4. And I feel exactly the same way. So I just figured I'd share this tweet because this is how I feel about the market. However, he quite literally predicted it before it happened. So shout out to him. Definitely make sure you give Ash Crypto a follow on X if you don't already. All right, so as I said earlier in this video, we have some very bullish macro catalysts coming up in the next week. And the main one here is this FOMC meeting in 4 days from today. So as you can see, guys, it's basically a lock that we will get a 25 basis point rate cut, which is fantastic. There's also, let's see, a 91% chance that we will get another rate cut in the December meeting. I'd like to see that at 100%, and maybe we will when we get closer to that meeting. But nonetheless, this is very bullish, the fact that we have basically guaranteed rate cuts. Also, another very bullish thing that could happen in this meeting is the fact that Jerome Powell could potentially announce that we are switching from QT, quantitative tightening, to QE, quantitative easing. So what that means is basically right now we're selling assets, like our government is selling assets. However, if we flip to QE, then they would start buying back these assets. What this does essentially is it stimulates the economy because it causes prices of like stocks and other things that they're holding to increase, which kind of generates like a wealth effect in the market. So I mean, I'm sure that you can kind of see that correlation with that and risk on assets. But if that is announced in this meeting, I definitely expect the crypto market to react in a very positive way. All right, so I've kind of already touched on the price of Bitcoin here. Today has actually been a quite nice day for Bitcoin. We are sitting above 111,000 and holding, which you love to see. And it is a Saturday, and Saturdays obviously, like, most people aren't trading, most people aren't focused on the market. So I don't expect anything too crazy to happen. However, when the futures open tomorrow is a Sunday, the day of recording this video, I could definitely see the price of Bitcoin start to really go on a rally. We have a lot of shorts at the $114,000 range, so maybe we'll test those levels tomorrow. We'll see. And also, Ethereum's not doing too much today. However, it is holding somewhat strong at 3,935. And when you take a look at this, I'm just going to do this in 2 seconds, so it's not going to be perfect. Just draw one more line, guys. You can kind of see that Ethereum is kind of in between this channel here. And it does kind of seem like there's a good chance that Ethereum could break out of this channel and hopefully get back into the like $4,500 range. And if Bitcoin performs well next week, maybe even potentially test all-time highs up at 4,850. So we'll just have to see what happens next week, guys. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.